Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world and whatever time it is that you're watching this broadcast. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you tuning in and watching the broadcast. I'm just actually going to just tell you a little bit about System Summits and about the replays that we have on the System Summit website today. And before I dive into all of that, though, I just want to make sure that you know that we are on 3 platforms right now. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. And so whatever platform you're watching on, I appreciate it if you would like or subscribe or follow, whatever is appropriate for that particular platform that you happen to be watching on. It'd be great to have you come along and into some of the future broadcasts and so forth. Today's System Summit replays are Dr. Victoria Boyd and Erin Andersen. Now, Dr. Boyd is going to talk with us a little bit about the VA or not to VA, VA being virtual assistant. Okay, and Erin Andersen is going to talk about optimizing your LinkedIn profile. Now, I will be right back, and we're going to take a look at those and just talk just very briefly about each one of those. However, here's kind of the system. Here's what System Summit is. Tiny, quick little commercial, System Summit. It just gives you a little bit of an idea. You can go check out System Summit at the link. I'm going to put it right on your screen right here for you. So systemsummits.com/OCT 2020. So October 2020. So we're just doing some replays of some of the presentations because there were so many great presentations. We had 17 speakers and we had about 35 presentations from those 17 speakers. And they really covered a wide variety of topics. If you think about micro businesses, that's who we're targeting with System Summits. And so what's a micro business? Well, it's a business that has 5 employees or less, and typically they're under $250,000 a year in revenue. But the reality is most micro businesses are under $100,000 a year. They're less than 6 figures. And so quite often, micro businesses don't really have the tools or the resources to get the kinds of systems and business processes in place that a lot of the large organizations might have. And that's not necessarily a true statement right there. That means that they just haven't taken the time or they don't have the training to get those systems in place. They have the ability to put those systems in place. They just don't have them in place. And many times it's because they just don't know what those systems are and don't know of what's necessarily available. So when we talk about VA, virtual assistants, right? And in the System Summits, we've kind of categorized that into the human resources category, meaning that, and a lot of micro businesses are going to look at human resources and think, well, I don't have a need for human resources. Well, true, you don't have a need for a human resources department per se, but we all have a need for human resources. There's only so much that we can do by ourselves. There's only so much time that we have in a day. And that's where that whole time factor comes into play for micro businesses. Is most micro businesses are either trying to do all the work themselves or they're trying to do most of the work themselves and not really reaching out to other resources to get help with that. And so a VA or a virtual assistant is a great way for a micro business to get support. You can get a VA to work for you for 1 hour a week all the way up to however many hours a week that you might need. You can also hire a VA that's going to be able to give you the very specific skill set that you might need in your business so that you don't have to try and know everything. You don't have to try and know it all. You don't have to try and do it all. So Dr. Boyd her presentation is going to talk a lot about whether or not it makes sense to get a VA or not, and some of the factors that you should consider in getting a VA or not getting a VA. So go check out her presentation and you'll learn more about that process. Now, Erin Andersen is talking to you about optimizing your LinkedIn profile. Most of us do not have a very well optimized LinkedIn profile. Okay. And it is one of those key factors that probably, if you're doing business B2B, that LinkedIn should be one of your primary tools. And so that LinkedIn profile does become pretty important. I've noticed just lately in the last 6 months or so that maybe even over the last year, but probably the last 6 months or so, that a ton more people are starting to go to my LinkedIn profile and look it up, which means that now that's putting the pressure on me that I got to get my LinkedIn profile in order, because it's really not in order right now. And there's so much more that you can do with a LinkedIn profile, that there are some businesses, some people are using their LinkedIn profile really as kind of a landing page for their business. And so it's driving people to the other pages that you want people to see, or the other sites, whether it's websites, landing pages, other places that you want people to go to learn more about you and your business and what it is that you're doing. So go over and check out Erin's presentation on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. Between both of those presentations, they're fantastic presentations that will give you a ton of information. Now, we are in the process right now of planning the next System Summit. So the next one is going to be coming up on January 27th and the 28th. And so you've got plenty of time to plan it. So make sure that you put it on your calendar right now to join us on January 27th and 28th for the next System Summit. The theme, every System Summit has a theme. And this one for January is going to be passion. Oh, let me get it right here. It's passion, purpose, and profits, I believe, is what it is. Okay, so come check it out and see what we've got going on for the System Summits. You'll be surprised. Maybe you'll be surprised at the quality of the presentations, the quality of the speakers, and the information that they share is just invaluable. It's incredible. All right, so that's it for this morning. We're just gonna go from here, go check out the presentations, and I will see you next week sometime in my next broadcast. So have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next week.